is Tori, and I used to work for the T-App. I was hired by Sean for their legal department. You'll understand why I say it like that in a minute. Upon sharing my story, another woman has reached out to me saying she had a very similar experience that I had. In fact, I would actually say her experience was worse than mine. And I know some of you are going to be mad just because I worked for the app. I've already gotten threats. I want to clarify a lot of things, and I want everyone to hear me out. Now, I am a victim survivor of domestic violence myself. I work with victims, and I also have experience working as a paralegal. And when I saw the T-App was hiring for the legal department, I felt aligned with their mission. I was told it was to help keep people safe, and it was also to actually look into these claims and what was posted. And it was remote work. So of course I applied. I started working for him. And I honestly would not say that this was legal work. I would not say that this is in line with anyone doing paralegal work anywhere close to it. And I was highly concerned not only on the process, but things that were posted, things that were shared, that were allowed, process that I just did not agree with, and I voiced my concern. Now, again, as someone who works with victims of domestic violence, I do believe that victims should be sharing their stories, and I do think that people should be keeping themselves safe and protecting other people. I do think that two things can be true at the same time, that there are true stories out there, and there's also false claims and spam and hurting people because of a bad breakup. When I spoke up, I personally feel that I was retaliated against. My payment was...
Before we get into her whole retaliation story, I want to say this, and I said this in the beginning. I said it when this first started going popular, when it hit Detroit, when I got word of it, when people sent me information with regard to it. I said that, listen, this app, I don't know if it'll even be able to stay public, and I don't know how long this app is going to play. I think it's a phenomenal idea if executed properly, but I think it's just a cash grab, a money grab. And it's funny because I look at a lot of the comments now that people are starting to realize what's going on behind the scenes, including a data leak. They don't even have all of their security together. And so hackers have basically did a data leak where everybody that is posted on, or everybody that has uploaded their license, because you had to verify yourself of being a woman before you can even get onto the application itself, all of their data and their information is leaked. So first of all, a security problem. Secondly, I'm never one to just hop on a trend immediately to try to figure out what's going on, because often at times it comes with bad consequences, and this is what you see happening to this app right now. In addition to the fact that I have even heard of multiple people getting sued because there are false claims, false information, and it's ruining people's reputation. So although myself, I'm not necessarily worried about anything that's going on there because I've never done anything, the point is that there are a lot of people and a lot of men that wind up getting false accusations because it only takes one person to have a bad breakup, similar to what she's saying, a person that works for the T-App, and women are mad because it's a man behind the T-App, meaning that it's a money grab. Money knows no bounds. Don't talk about, oh, I felt safe because I thought it was a woman developer. You ain't think nothing. You never even researched to find out if it was a woman developer. And a woman developer could be capitalistic also. But people are feeling some type of way because it's a man behind it, and it only takes one false accusation, somebody having a bad breakup, they don't like the person anymore, they don't want nobody else dating them, or they young and ignorant and inexperienced, and so they don't really understand the implications of what their actions are, and then that translates into somebody making false claims about somebody else, or embellishing stories, or ruining their reputation, and we've seen it happen, and people just think that you're supposed to take somebody's word for it. Absolutely not. I don't even take people's reviews serious unless I see multiple different reviews that are saying the same thing, or I see it for myself. And so now that you have people feeling some type of way, coming out and saying, hey, listen, this is not true, or guys, and people are filing lawsuits and they getting defamation lawsuits, and they are getting defamation lawsuits, and don't think for 1 second that they can't pull the IP of the person that left these reviews. People are feeling some type of way. But let's get to the rest of her story and see what she got to say.
Was delayed. I was essentially told to be quiet and follow his process. My hours were cut, and eventually he cut my pay by 2/3. This was not something that he agreed with me on. He unilaterally decided that. And eventually he ended my working relationship with him. Again, I brought up several concerns right before this happened. And upon essentially terminating our contract, I received text from him saying that I reached out to help and kind of implying that I should be working for him for free. And I, of course, didn't respond because I'm not going to work for a platform that I felt was not staying true to its mission in advertising, and there was concerning matters. And I'm not going to work for someone who's making money off of this, and I'm doing the work for free. When I shared my story with this woman as well, she had a very similar experience. I'm hoping that she shares her because it's not my story to tell. But I do believe that there's other people who also work for him who had a very similar experience. Now, again, if you want to continue to support the app, by all means, feel free to do it. I personally feel that if you're a victim of domestic violence, I don't feel that this is a safe platform. You can make your own decision and decide from there what you'd like to do. I would not.
So if you're a victim of domestic violence, let's think about this for a second. Do you think that the best idea is to go on an application to try to ruin somebody's reputation? Or do you think that it's better for you to either contact somebody close to you or file a police report or something like that? Because I have a hard time believing that the best course of action for somebody that is a domestic violence victim is to go on the T app. That's your first line of defense? Okay, let's get into it.
Honestly recommend anyone working for him based on my experience and this other woman's experience. Mine was not a one-off. I am highly concerned about their actual mission, the facts behind it, and their process. I will also say that I have been in contact with some lawyers who have open lawsuits, and I do believe that people need to protect themselves. I'm highly concerned with everything going on. Again, you can do with that information what you will. Some things I just can't say because I did sign a contract. I'm speaking on the things that I can absolutely say, and I hope that this sheds light on everything and people see that, again, two things can be true at the same time. And I hope that I can also connect with other people who have gone through the same thing so we can shed light on if this happened to other people.
It should be interesting how this plays out long term. Again, I think that it's stupid to even put yourself in a position to where you are the first to jump on a bandwagon of something that is not secure, to put yourself in a position to get sued for the wrong information and the wrong insight and jumping on this whole thing that it's not going to necessarily translate into a good thing. And it's just bad. It's bad to try to ruin people's reputations because you may not necessarily have had a great experience or you was the person that get dumped. Like I said, I don't care if they release a male version. I don't care what it is. I don't think, and me and Slimmy was talking about this on After Hours, that I don't think that men are supposed to A, move like women because women are gossip girls. And then B, I just think that it's a very destructive thing. And I don't even believe all women. So why would I ever put myself in a position to have a conversation with somebody that is willing to be on that? Y'all need to be very careful with who you vetting to be around you because anybody can say anything about anybody. And you just don't want to ever find yourself in a situation where you have to sue somebody for defamation. Make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Teach Henley 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. I love you. I appreciate you. Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments.